I don't have a lot to report because we took yesterday off, and we are. We'll find out more today. We got a lot of video to watch, and we'll see what our guys' attitude will be after that tough loss. It's got nothing but got to be positive and a growth mindset going forward, because there were some really positive things that I've seen on film, and then there's some things that we can fix. Just got to fix them quicker than we are. There's only 8 games left in the season, and still there's some things in communication that really hurt us the other day. So we're learning, but we can't learn fast enough right now. So that's the frustrating part.
Jay?
Coach, when you mentioned, I think earlier this week, about Iowa's experience coming in here tomorrow, a lot of juniors and seniors. When you have a young team like that, does the home court make up for that at all?
It has so far. I think we've played pretty well at home, and we just have to. I think it's the persistence that you see with teams that really have a great understanding for what it takes to win, and we're growing in that area in leaps and bounds. But like the other day, Michigan State is just going to keep running that sideline break and keep pitching it up the wing and keep driving it at us until we stopped it. And to get right position, you have to sprint back, and we didn't. So these are things that are. Iowa will do the same thing. They know it works, and they know why they're scoring so many points a game, and they're going to pound us at it, and they're not going to stop until we stop them.
Brendan?
John, when you look back and you had that preseason with the trip and all those things you were able to use with all these new guys and implementing these things and kind of getting some uniformity with guys getting to know each other and get used to playing with each other. Now, given the circumstances, how much do you feel like you're starting over on that and having guys get comfortable?
I think we would have really not be where we are right now. We wouldn't be 6-4 in the league, and we wouldn't probably head above 500 if we hadn't had that opportunity. So it's really key for us because I think we all understand now what the transition we're going through was bigger than anybody. I always think that if we lose one guy, I'm saying to myself, we're not going to be able to replace that one guy. But you lose all that, and it was a bigger transition than I think people expected. So that probably, I think we have 11 games, 1 minute to go, and it's a one-basket game. 11 games. I believe that's accurate. And I think we're 6-5 or 5-6. We could very well be 3-9 in those situations. We could be 0-11. I don't know. I think the trip helped us.
So when you mentioned the communication issues and things like that, how much of that is a product of these guys?
Start the beginning. What you say?
I said when you mentioned things like communication problems.
Yeah.
How much of that is from these guys just not playing together that much?
But I think a lot of it's personality driven, and then the speed of the game and the changes that go on throughout the game. When you play one team that plays like Michigan State plays, and then you play Nebraska, you just fall into where Nebraska does not take the ball out of bounds quick, pitch it up the floor, and attack you. But you just guarded them and you held them to 40 points. Well, we must be good at this. And even in practice the next 2 days, we're not emphasizing transition defense because you get fooled. You think you're okay. We're okay in that area. Then you get exposed like we did at Michigan State. Same thing with boxing out. Nebraska's sent nobody to the offensive boards. All right, we're okay, we run, but now all of a sudden they're sending guys that can really, really rebound. I mean, they did a great job of getting to the backboard. And sometimes we boxed out, and they just threw us away and went and got the rebound anyhow. So those are the things I'm talking about, that it's not just like, all right, fix this, you have to talk next time down. Not if you don't know what to say.
Come over here to Chris.
And I'd rather have them say something wrong than not talk.
When do you think, with Muhammad, you first saw that he was the type of kid where an environment like East Lansing wouldn't face him and he'd be able to hit the shots that he did? Has that been something?
We saw it on video, and then we saw it over in Europe, and then in December we saw nothing even close to it. We saw that little bit of the freshman deer in the headlights look, and he probably was a shock to his system to play 2 or 3 minutes and get pulled out. And so he was not comfortable. And now that he knows he's got playing time, he's back to what we saw from him in high school and when we saw him in Europe. In Europe, if we made a sub, it was a 5-minute sub. You were in there, play your heart out. And he was very comfortable in that.
His second foul was obviously big in that game, but what's your policy? Has your always been your policy if you get 2 in the first half that you're not going to play?
Yeah, as long as the game is close, because you put yourself, I mean, even when a guy gets a third, we don't want to get him back in until under the 10-minute mark of the second, but you're going to lose him. You're going to lose him a lot. So now if the game starts going the other way quickly, then we'll have to change. But it wasn't until the last 2 or 3 minutes where if you had 2 fouls, you'd take them out with 2 or 3 minutes to go. So it wasn't until the last 2 or 3 minutes that they made a run and got that 5-point lead.